lamp falls across the chart paper. A thin blue line moves around the drum, nearly level beneath the pen. I set the clipboard beside the display and read the first pressure value twice. The digital trace still holds steady within the same narrow range. Outside, the ridge is dark beyond the glass. Only one service light on the east pad. The windmass turns slowly against a sky without weather. I mark the hour on the observation sheet, then look back to the barograph. Nothing breaks the line. Nothing asked for a second reading. 5 notes stay close together, a level shade beneath the room. The pen keeps moving with the drum, and every record holds its place. Instrument room at 150. Blue ink moving with the time. Instrument room at 150. One quiet trace across the night. Digital steady, paper steady, wind holding to the same small range. Instrument room at 150, and every line remains the same. Check the automatic station next. Temperature falls by a fraction. Humidity follows the expected slope. No warning icon appears. The rain gauge channel stays empty. The wind cups keep a modest pace. No sharp turn enters the vein history. No sudden change crosses the screen at the barograph shelf. The drum advances beneath the arm. The pen keeps one clean contact point without skipping across the paper. I hold a small magnifier near the trace, then lower it again. The ink line is continuous, and the drum edge turns evenly. Above the operations desk, I compare the hourly sheet with the previous station report. The numbers sit close enough to overlap. 3 nearby stations show the same broad trend. A slow pressure drift, nothing abrupt. North Ridge follows them within the expected difference. I step into the short exterior passage and close the door behind me. The metal railing is cold, the concrete pad dry under the lamp. The anemometer cups turn without hurry. The vein holds near its earlier direction. No cloud edge moves fast enough to change the character of the sky. A stable night still has motion. A drum turns, a pen travels, a cup rotates above the roof. But each movement leaves a known result. Ink along the printed grid, numbers on a screen. A pencil mark beside the hour. For now those records agree. No instrument stands apart. The ridge is only quiet, and the work is only beginning. Instrument room at 150. Blue ink moving with the time. Instrument room at 150. One quiet trace across the night. Digital steady, paper steady, wind holding to the same small range. Instrument room at 150, and every line remains the chart paper. A thin blue line moves around the drum, nearly level beneath the pen. I set the clipboard beside the display and read the first pressure value twice. The digital tray still holds steady within the same narrow range. Outside the ridge is dark beyond the glass, only one service light on the east pad. The windmass turns slowly against the sky without weather. I mark the hour on the observation sheet, then look back to the barograph. Nothing breaks the line, nothing asked for a second reading. 5 notes stayed close together, a level shape beneath the room. The pen keeps moving with the drum. 4:24 inside production, Control B. Clock 14 is back on the wall. The hands were manually aligned with the master reference at 3:39. Since reconnection, I have watched each scheduled minute. Master and clock 14 move together. Clock 9 remains aligned. Automation time remains aligned. The earlier 7-minute lead has not appeared again. One pulse, one step, same position, then the next. No new offset observed. 45 minutes after reset, the 2 clock voices share the ring. 45 minutes after reset, every observed pulse advances them together. Bibbidin moves, clarinet moves, same position on the same minute. 45 minutes after reset, and no recurrence has been observed. 3:40 after reconnection, master 3:40, clock 14, 3:40, the next pulse arrived. 3:41, 3:41, then 3:42, 3:42. One scheduled minute, one movement at the wall. No double step, no misstep, no second position appearing between them. The clock stays aligned through the next comparison. 4:03 at the engineering desk, I compare the references again. Master 4:03, automation 4:03, clock 9 4:03, clock 14 4:03. The wall clock now occupies the same minute as the master, that tells me only what I can observe after the reset. It does not explain how 7 minutes appeared earlier. It does not clear the mechanism, the branch line, or any unobserved event. Alignment after adjustment is not an explanation. The hands were moved back to the master position. Then the clock was returned to the minute line. From that point forward, Bibbidin 1, clarinet 1. together, flat 3 together, 4 together, same ring, same position, pulse after pulse. The old displacement is not replayed, so I write. No recurrence observed, not problem solved, not 'cause identified, only the result of this monitoring window. Beneath the production wall clock, another scheduled pulse passes. Master and clock 14 advance together, 4:13 together, 4:14 together. I continue the log without changing the clock again. No service pulse is sent, no manual correction is added, no extra movement is observed. The station continues through automation as it did before the discrepancy. 45 minutes after reset, the 2 clock voices share the ring. 45 minutes after reset, every observed pulse advances them together. Vivid moves, clarinet moves, same position on the same minute. 45 minutes after reset, and no recurrence has been observed. 45 minutes after reset, a clean alignment inside a limited window, useful for the handover, not an answer to the earlier offset. Master, align clock 14, align clock 9, align automation, align 1 pulse, 1 step, same position, no recurrence observed, 'cause still open. Still open. .205 beside the barograph shelf, the paper drum turns under 1 small lamp. A fine blue line follows the printed grid, with the pen resting lightly on the page. I check the chart clip at the upper edge, then read the time marks around the drum. The clockwork drive keeps steady motion, 1 narrow interval after another. The pressure trace stays nearly level, a little higher than the line before. Nothing bends sharply through the paper, nothing leaves the expected trend. I write the current value on the sheet and leave the barograph running. 5 notes close together, 1 register, then another. The line keeps moving under ink without a break between the hours. Ink line on the barograph drum, thin and steady through the night. Ink line on the barograph drum, turning slowly under light. Paper moving, pen still touching, every mark arrives on time. Ink line on the barograph drum, and the trace remains in line. To the linkage without touching the pressure on. The joints move by a fraction as the drum advances beneath them. No ink gathers at the dry gap interrupts the stroke. The line is narrow from edge to edge and dark enough to read clearly. I compare the drum clock with the operations desk time. The marks line up within the minute, no jump along the paper scale. A small mechanical key rests nearby, beside the reference sheet. I leave it where it is. The drive does not need correction. .212 above the instrument desk, I copy one observation to the log. Wind speed inside its narrow range, temperature continuing its slow fall. The digital pressure history runs beside the paper record. Both traces lean the same direction without an abrupt change. I walk back to the barograph and mark the chart time lightly. Not on the ink line, only near the printed edge. The drum has carried the pen farther since the first check of the hour. New blue ink follows old blue ink with no corner drop or notch. A mechanical record has its own pace, paper turning under a fixed point. Time printed around the cylinder, pressure carried through a small arm. Nothing here moves quickly, even when every part is working. The drum turns, the linkage follows, the pen leaves a continuous line. For now the shape is simple, a narrow path across the chart. 5 notes close to one height, then the same shape somewhere higher. Somewhere higher. 2:16 beside the paper drum, the minute mark approaches the pen. I watch the trace cross another grid line, still within the same small bend. The chalk grip remains tight, the drum latch remains closed. The clockwork motion stays even, the pen contact stays clean. I check the digital display once more, then return my eyes to the paper. The 2 records continue together, close enough to need no comment. I set the clipboard back on the desk and leave the instrument alone. The next line is already being drawn as I turn toward the other readings. Ink line on the paragraph drum, thin and steady through the night. Ink line on the paragraph drum, turning slowly under light. Paper moving, pen still touching, every mark arrives on time. Ink line on the paragraph drum, and the trace remains in line. Ink line on the paragraph drum, unregistered, then another. 5 close notes above the room, and no dip inside. The phrase, blue ink, paper, grid, clockwork drum, fine pen. 5 close notes, level shape, higher once, level again. 502 at the engineering log. Production control B is quiet again. Clock 14 remains aligned on the wall. I enter the comparison. Master reference 214. Automation computer 214. Clock 9 214. Clock 14 221. Observed offset plus 7 minutes. The line records what was found, not how it happened. 1 clock ahead, 3 references aligned, 'cause field still open. 7 minutes on the morning log. 214 beside 221. 7 minutes on the morning log. 1 fixed offset carried through the shift. By begins here, clarinet begins 7 places forward. Both voices move at the same rate. 7 minutes on the morning log, and the cause remains unwritten. The observed branch behavior, 1 scheduled pulse per minute. During the monitoring interval, alternating polarity observed. Clock 14 advanced, 1 minute per pulse. No double step observed, no burst observed, no changing offset observed. Master pulse history showed no documented 7 pulse sequence. No documented correction sequence. No manual service pulse entry. That record narrows the event, but does not name its source. Clock 14 disconnected. Case open for visual inspection. Hand seated by visual check. Ratchet engaged by visual check. No obvious broken tooth observed. Terminal screws intact. Then the controlled pulse test. 10 manual pulses applied. 10 1-minute advances observed. No double step observed. No skip step observed. No burst observed. The result describes only the control test. It does not erase the 7-minute lead found earlier. Then I enter the reset. Manual alignment approximately 3:39. Clock 14 return to the station minute line. Post reset monitoring approximately 45 minutes. Master aligned. Clock 9 aligned. Automation aligned. Clock 14 aligned. No recurrence observed. I do not write. Fault cleared. I do not write. Mechanism proven good. I do not write. Master line proven innocent. I write only. No recurrence observed during the monitoring window. At the bottom of the report, I preserve the open questions. Multiple stepping, not confirmed. Manual 7 minutes ahead, a correct observed rate afterward, a controlled bench test, a manual reset, and no recurrence during the final watch. 7 minutes on the morning log, 2:14 beside 2:21. 7 minutes on the morning log, one fixed offset carried through the shift. Bar begins here, clarinet begins, 7 places forward. Both voices move at the same rate. 7 minutes on the morning log, and the cause remains unwritten. 7 minutes on the morning log, preserved as a difference, not converted into an explanation. Master 2:14, clock 14, 2:21, offset plus 7 minutes, 10 test pulses, 10 steps reset. 3:39, no recurrence observed, 'cause blank. Dun, dun, dun. Preserve the open questions, multiple stepping, not confirmed. Manual hand movement, not confirmed. Transient pulse condition, not confirmed. Ratchet bounce, not confirmed. No hypothesis is selected. The record contains a clock found 7 minutes ahead. The correct observed rate afterward, a controlled bench test, a manual reset. 1:50 inside the instrument room. The desk lamp falls across the chart paper. The thin blue line moves around the drum, nearly level beneath the pen. I set the clipboard beside the display and read the first pressure value twice. The digital trace still holds steady within the same narrow range. Outside, the ridge is dark beyond the glass. Only one service light on the east pad. The wind mass turns slowly against a sky without weather. I mark the hour on the observation sheet, then look back to the barograph. Nothing breaks the line, nothing asks for a second reading. 5 notes stay close together, a level shape beneath the room. The pen keeps moving with the drum, and every record holds its place. Instrument room at 1:50, blue ink moving with the time. Instrument room at 1:50, one quiet trace across the night. Digital steady, paper steady, wind holding to the same small range. Instrument room at 1:50, and every line remains the same. Check the automatic station next. Temperature falls by a fraction. Humidity follows the expected slope. No warning icon appears. The rain gauge channel stays empty. The wind Filling cups keep a modest pace. No sharp turn enters the vein history. No sudden change crosses the screen. At the barograph shelf, the drum advances beneath the arm. The pen keeps one clean contact point without skipping across the paper. I hold a small magnifier near the trace, then lower it again. The ink line is continuous, and the drum edge turns evenly. Two above the operations desk, I compare the hourly sheet with the previous station report. The numbers sit close enough to overlap. 3 nearby stations show the same broad trend, a slow pressure drift, nothing abrupt. Northridge follows them within the expected difference. I step into the short exterior passage and close the door behind me. The metal railing is cold, the concrete pad dry under the lamp. The anemometer cups turn without hurry. The vein holds near its earlier direction. No cloud edge moves fast enough to change the character of the sky. A stable night still has motion. A drum turns, a pen travels, a cup rotates above the roof. But each movement leaves a known result. Ink along a printed grid, numbers on a screen, a pencil mark beside the hour. For now those records agree. No instrument stands apart. The ridge is only quiet, and the work is only beginning. Blue ink, paper, drum, cold railing, steady cups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, close. Check the chart clip and the drum latch, both sit where they should. The clockwork drive keeps steady time. The small calibration key rests beside the reference sheet. No dip appears along the blue ink, no notch bends the trace. I write routine observation complete and place the pencil beneath the sheet. The barograph continues drawing at the same narrow height. Instrument room at 150, blue ink moving with the time. Instrument room at 150, one quiet trace across the night. Digital steady, paper steady, wind holding to the same small range. Instrument room at 150, and every line remains the same. Instrument room at 150. 217 beside the barograph shelf. The blue line bends sharply under the pen. An arrow drop cuts through the printed grid, then rises back toward the level trace. I stop with the clipboard in my hand and read the time mark at the edge. The drum keeps turning, the pen keeps moving. The line has already returned. I look to the digital display. Pressure still inside the same small range. No matching fall appears. No alarm has entered the station log. I write 217 beside the chart and leave the instrument untouched. One level phrase, one sudden notch, a short fall inside the line. The paper turns beneath the pen and everything else stays still. One arrow drop at 217, cutting into the barograph trace. One arrow drop at 217, then the line returns in place. Digital steady, wind unchanged, no warning on the screen. One arrow drop at 217, and only paper holds the dip. To the operations desk and open the automatic history. The pressure curve stays almost continuous through the minute I just marked. Temperature keeps its slow descent. Humidity follows the earlier slope. Wind speed remains modest. Direction stays inside the same narrow band. I check the rain channel. Nothing registered there. Compare the nearest station trace. No sudden drop appears. The blue notch on the drum is visible from across the room. One small lead beneath the work lamp. Paper dipped, screen stayed level. One record moved away. Stayed level, and the trace came back. Above the desk, I return to the paper drum. The notch has moved farther from the pen as the chart continues around. I hold the magnifier near the line. The ink is clean through the descent. No blot at the lowest point. No skip where the trace rises again. The chart clip is secure. The drum latch remains closed. The clockwork stays even. The pen arm rests where it should. I do not turn the calibration screw. I do not lift the writing arm. The record needs to continue past the place where it changed. I add one note beneath the time. An analog trace only. A single mark can be real without being weather. A pen can move without the whole ridge moving with it. The paper gives one shape, the instruments give another. Neither becomes an answer just because they disagree. So I keep the chart running. I keep the history open and leave the narrow drop exactly where the drum carried it. No theory belongs beside the line, only the time and what was seen. Beside the instrument room. The new ink after the drop is normal. Another section of blue line. the earlier level. No second notch appears, no digital warning follows. The wind mask keeps its quiet motion outside the east window. I compare the current point with the mark before 217. The pressure is nearly where it was, too close to explain the plunge. I close the history window, but leave the chart in view. The paper keeps moving, and the notch stays behind it. One narrow drop at 217, cut into the paragraph trace. One narrow drop at 217, then the line returns in place. Digital steady, wind unchanged, no warning on the screen. One narrow drop at 217, and only paper holds the dip. One narrow drop at 217, now farther from the moving pen. But the baseline continues after it, but the notch remains inside the chart. Blue line, printed grid 217. Narrow dip 5 notes level. Third note falls, quick return. Baseline stays. Beside the paragraph shelf, the paper drum turns under one small lamp. A fine blue line follows the printed grid, with the pen resting lightly on the page. I check the chart clip at the upper edge, then read the time marks around the drum. The clockwork drive keeps steady motion, one narrow interval after another. The pressure trace stays nearly level, a little higher than the line before. Nothing bends sharply through the paper, nothing leaves the expected trend. I write the current value on the sheet and leave the paragraph running. 5 notes close together, one register then another. The line keeps moving under ink, without a break between the hours. Ink line on the paragraph drum, thin and steady through the night. Ink line on the paragraph drum, turning slowly under light. Paper moving, pen still touching, every mark arrives on time. Ink line on the paragraph drum, and the trace remains in line. I lean closer to the linkage, without touching the pressure on. The joints move by a fraction as the drum advances beneath them. No ink gathers at the pen tip, no dry gap interrupts the stroke. The line is narrow from edge to edge and dark enough to read clearly. I compare the drum clock with the operations desk time. The marks line up within a minute, no jump along the paper scale. A small mechanical key rests nearby, beside the reference sheet. I leave it where it is. The drive does not need correction. above the instrument desk. I copy one of change. I walk back to the paragraph and mark the chart time lightly, not on the ink line, only near the printed edge. The drum has carried the pen farther since the first check of the hour. New blue ink follows old blue ink with no corner, drop, or notch. A mechanical record has its own pace, paper turning under a fixed point, time printed around the cylinder, pressure carried through a small arm. Nothing here moves quickly, even when every part is working. The drum turns, the linkage follows, the pen leaves a continuous line. For now the shape is simple, a narrow path across the chart, 5 notes close to one height, then the same shape somewhere higher. Somewhere higher. Beside the paper drum, the minute mark approaches the pen. I watch the trace cross another grid line, still within the same small bend. The chart clip remains tight, the drum latch remains closed, the clockwork motion stays even, the pen contact stays clean. I check the digital display once more, then return my eyes to the paper. The 2 records continue together, close enough to need no comment. I set the clipboard back on the desk and leave the instrument alone. The next line is already being drawn as I turn toward the other readings. Ink line on the paragraph drum, thin and steady through the night. Ink line on the paragraph drum, turning slowly under light. Paper moving, pen still touching, every mark arrives on time. Ink line on the paragraph drum, and the trace remains in line. Ink line on the paragraph drum, one register, then another, 5 close notes above the room, and no dip inside the phrase. Blue ink, paper grid, clockwork drum, fine pen, 5 close notes, level shape, higher once, level again. Beside the barograph shelf, the paper drum turns under one small lamp. A fine blue line follows the printed grid with the pen resting lightly on the page. I check the chart clip at the upper edge, then read the time marks around the drum. The clockwork drive keeps steady motion, one narrow interval after another. The pressure trace stays nearly level, a little higher than the line before. Nothing bends sharply through the paper, nothing leaves the expected trend. I write the current value on the sheet to leave the paragraph run. 2:17 beside the barograph shelf, the blue line bends sharply under the pen. An arrow narrow drop cuts through the printed grid, then rises back toward the level trace. I stop with the clipboard in my hand and read the time mark at the edge. The drum keeps turning, the pen keeps moving, the line has already returned. I look to the digital display, pressure still inside the same small range. No matching fall appears, no alarm has entered the station log. I write 217 beside the chart and leave the instrument untouched. One level phrase, one sudden notch, a short fall inside the line. The paper turns beneath the pen and everything else stays still. One narrow drop at 217, cut into the barograph trace. One narrow drop at 217, then the line returns in place. Digital steady, wind unchanged, no warning on the screen. One narrow drop at 217, and only paper holds the dip. Operations desk and open the automatic history. The pressure curve stays almost continuous through the minute I just marked. Temperature keeps its slow descent, humidity follows the earlier slope. Wind speed remains modest, direction stays inside the same narrow band. I check the rain channel, nothing registered there. Then compare the nearest station trace, no sudden drop appears. The blue notch on the drum is visible from across the room. One small V beneath the work lamp. Paper dipped, screen stayed level. One record moved away. Paper dipped, screen stayed level. Then the trace came back. Above the desk, I return to the paper drum. The notch has moved farther from the pen. As the chart continues around, I hold the magnifier near the line. The ink is clean through the descent, no blot at the lowest point, no skip where the trace rises again. The chart clip is secure, the drum latch remains closed, the clockwork stays even. The pen arm rests where it should. I do not turn the calibration screw, I do not lift the writing arm. The record needs to continue past the place where it changed. I add one note beneath the time, an analog trace only. A single mark can be real without being weather. A pen can move without the whole ridge moving with it. The paper gives one shape, the instruments give another. Neither becomes an answer just because they disagree. So I keep the chart running, I keep the history open, and leave the narrow drop exactly where the drum carried it. No theory belongs beside the line, only the time and what was seen. Beside the instrument room, the new ink after the drop is normal. Another section of blue line runs close to the earlier level. No second notch appears, no digital warning follows. its quiet motion outside the east window. I compare the current point with the mark before 217. The pressure is nearly where it was, too close to explain the plunge. I close the history window, but leave the chart in view. The paper keeps moving and the notch stays behind it. One narrow drop at 217, cut into the paragraph trace. One narrow drop at 217, then the line returns in place. Digital steady, wind unchanged, no warning on the screen. One narrow drop at 217, and only paper holds the dip. One narrow drop at 217, now farther from the moving pen. The baseline continues after it, but the notch remains inside the chart. Blue line, printed grid, 217. Narrow dip, 5 notes level. Third note falls, quick return. Baseline stays. Baseline stays. Hmm. 2:34 on the east instrument pad. The service door closes behind me. Cold concrete spreads beneath the lamp, and the white screen stands beyond the rail. I carry the clipboard under one arm and lift the small latch carefully. The louvered door opens toward me. Dry wood, clean frame, no water along the edge. Inside, the temperature sensor sits steady. The humidity reading follows the earlier slope. No sharp change waits inside the box. No trace of a sudden event. I write the time beside the current values, then hold the page against the light. Everything here looks ordinary, and the ridge stays quiet around it. Stevenson's screen on the east pad. White slats under the work light. Stevenson's screen on the east pad. Holding steady through the night. Cold concrete, dry frame. One small reading after another. Stevenson's screen on the east pad. And nothing here has made the drop. I compare the current temperature with the mark from 20 minutes before. The difference is gradual, exactly the kind the night has been giving. Humidity moves by a little, not enough to change the character. No wet edge forms inside the shelter. No condensation sits beneath the shelf. I check the cable entry point, then the lower vent opening. Dust remains where it's settled. Nothing looks recently disturbed. The white paint catches the cold lamp, and the shadow from the door falls straight. I close the screen halfway, then open it once more for the final reading. 2:45 above the east pad. The wind cups turn beyond the roofline, slow enough to count in the corner of my eye. But I stay with the instruments in front of me. The temperature value has barely moved. Humidity keeps its narrow course. No jump, no sudden correction, no second record following the paper notch. I write east pad checked, no abrupt change observed. Then add the instrument time beneath the station entry. The box stays open another moment while I read both values once more. Then I close the louver door and hear the latch settle into place. Not every check needs a result beyond the fact that nothing changed. A white box can hold the same slow trend while the paper line inside the station bends. The screen does not argue with the chart. It only gives its own quiet record. Temperature here, humidity here, both moving the way they moved before. So I keep the entries separate and carry the question back inside. Beside the east railing, I stop before the service door. The ridge falls away beyond the pad, dark ground under a darker sky. The anemometer mast stands farther up, its cup still turning at the same pace. No gust reaches the screen, no sudden chill crosses the concrete. I look back at the white enclosure, latch closed, frame dry. The last values written on the sheet, almost level with the ones before. Then I step inside the station and set the clipboard on the desk. The blue notch remains on the barograph paper, but nothing outside has followed it. Stevenson's screen on the east pad, white slats under the work light. Stevenson's screen on the east pad, holding steady through the night. Cold concrete, dry frame, one small reading after another. Stevenson's screen on the east pad, and nothing here has made the drop. Stevenson's screen on the east pad, now the latch is closed again. Its slow trend, white slats, cold concrete, dry frame, steady values, 5 close notes, 2 held back, no full notch, only air. On the east instrument pad, the service door closes behind me. Cold concrete spreads beneath the lamp, and the white screen stands beyond the rail. I carry the clipboard under one arm and lift the small latch carefully. The louver door opens toward me, dry wood, clean frame. 2:34 on the east instrument pad. The service door closes behind me. Cold concrete spreads beneath the lamp, and the white screen stands beyond the rail. I carry the clipboard under one arm and lift the small latch carefully. The louvered door opens toward me, dry wood, clean frame, no water along the edge. Inside, the temperature sensor sits steady. The humidity reading follows the earlier slope. No sharp change waits inside the box, no trace of a sudden event. I write the time beside the current values, then hold the page against the light. Everything here looks ordinary, and the ridge stays quiet around it. Stevenson's screen on the east pad, white slats under the work light. Stevenson's screen on the east pad, holding steady through the night. Cold concrete, dry frame, one small reading after another. Stevenson's screen on the east pad, and nothing here has made the drop. I compare the current temperature with the mark from 20 minutes before. The difference is gradual, exactly the kind the night has been giving. Humidity moves by a little, not enough to change the character. No wet edge forms inside the shelter, no condensation sits beneath the shelf. I check the cable entry point, then the lower vent opening. Dust remains where it's settled. Nothing looks recently disturbed. The white paint catches the cold lamp, and the shadow from the door falls straight. I close the screen halfway, then open it once more for the final reading. 2:45 above the east pad. The wind cups turn beyond the roof line, slow enough to count in the corner of my eye, but I stay with the instruments in front of me. The temperature value has barely moved. Humidity keeps its narrow course. No jump, no sudden correction, no second record following the paper notch. I write east pad checked, no abrupt change observed. Then add the instrument time beneath the station entry. The box stays open another moment while I read both values once more. Then I close the louvered door and hear the latch settle into place. Not every check needs a result beyond the fact that nothing changed. A white box can hold the same slow trend, while a paper line inside the station bends. The screen does not argue with the chart, it only gives its own quiet record. Temperature here, humidity here, both moving the way they moved before. So I keep the entries separate and carry the question back inside.